All right, today we're diving into a concept that might just be the single most valuable skill you can develop in the 21st century. It's called deep work. This idea comes from Cal Newport, and it's basically a roadmap for not just surviving in our crazy, distracted world, but actually thriving and producing work that truly matters. So let's get right into it.
So let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? You're busy all day long, just racing from one thing to the next. Your calendar's a mess, emails are piling up. But at the end of the day, you kind of lean back and think, what did I actually get done today? And look, if that hits home, it is not a personal failure. It's a symptom of the way we all work now.
To figure out the solution, we've got to get a handle on the problem first. And the core problem, the real enemy of doing meaningful work, is this constant state of distraction that we all live in.
I want you to picture your brain as being under siege all day, every day. Our ability to really focus, it's not just slipping away on its own. It's being actively broken down by this nonstop flood of digital noise.
So what's the deal? Why is this so hard? Well, first, there's the obvious one, digital overload. You know, the constant pings and notifications. Then there's this weird cult of busyness, where we've started to mistake just being active for actually being productive. And finally, there's cognitive drain. Every single time you switch from your real work to check an email and back again, you pay a mental price, and that leaves you exhausted and unable to tackle the hard stuff.
So Cal Newport's big idea is to think of your work like an ocean. Most of us spend our days just splashing around on the surface. That's shallow work. Emails, meetings, all the logistical stuff. But the real treasure, the stuff that builds your skills and creates real value, that's deep work. And to get to it, you have to dive down, away from all the surface noise, and just focus.
And this brings us to Newport's central argument, the deep work hypothesis. And it is such a powerful idea. It's simple. As the ability to do deep work gets rarer and rarer, it becomes more and more valuable. This isn't just another productivity tip, you guys. This is a career strategy for anyone who wants to actually stand out from the crowd.
Okay, so how do we actually build this superpower? Let's walk through Newport's really practical framework for taking back your focus so you can finally do the high-value work you know you're capable of.
Newport's entire system is built on 4 rules. Work deeply, embrace boredom, quit social media, and drain the shallows. Now, they sound pretty simple, but trust me, when you put them together, they are a complete game changer. Let's tackle that first one. Rule number 1, work deeply. And yeah, I know, that sounds kind of obvious, right? But it's not about just trying to focus. It's about systematically building a structure or routine for deep work right into your life. Newport lays out a few different ways to do this. There's the monastic approach, which is pretty extreme. Think of a writer locked away in a cabin. A lot more practical is the rhythmic approach. You just block out the same 90 minutes or so every single day for deep work. Or you could try the bimodal philosophy, where you split your week into deep work days and shallow work days. The most important thing is to pick one, and then treat that blocked off time like it's sacred.
All right, rule number 2. Now this one sounds a little weird, but it is absolutely critical. You have to embrace boredom. See, to get good at concentrating, you have to train your brain to be okay without constant new stuff to look at. It's like building an attention muscle at the gym.
So how do you train this muscle? Try something called productive meditation. Next time you go for a walk, leave the podcast at home and just focus on one single professional problem. Or schedule your distractions. Instead of grabbing your phone whenever you feel the urge, set specific times when you're allowed to check it. And practice the attention reset. The second you notice your mind wandering, just gently, without judgment, bring it back to what you were doing.
And now for rule number 3, the one that probably gets the most pushback. Quit social media. But listen, this is not about becoming some kind of hermit who hates technology. It's about being ruthless and intentional about which tools you allow to break your attention into a million pieces.
We have to be real about this. A lot of these platforms are not harmless tools. They are literal attention traps, specifically engineered to keep you scrolling, keep you clicking. Their entire business model is based on monetizing your distraction.
So, Newport suggests a really simple audit. First, define your most important professional goals. What are the high-value things you do? Second, look at each tool you use and ask yourself, is this tool indispensable for hitting those goals? Not just kind of useful, but truly indispensable. And if you're not sure, try the 30-day test. Just quit it for a month. If your career doesn't fall apart, well, you've got your answer. Okay, on to the final rule, drain the shallows. This one is all about playing defense. Once you've made time for your deep work,
You have to aggressively protect that time by getting rid of all the trivial little tasks that try to sneak in and steal it. Here are 3 really powerful tactics for this. First, schedule your entire day. Block out every minute so that shallow work doesn't have any empty space to creep into. Second, measure your tasks. Ask yourself, how long would it take me to train a smart college grad to do this? If the answer is not long, it's a shallow task. And my personal favorite, use fixed schedule productivity. Decide you are done at 5 p.m., no matter what. That hard deadline forces you to be absolutely ruthless with your time.
So, after all this effort, scheduling your life, embracing boredom, auditing your tools, fighting off shallow work, what's the actual payoff? Well, it's nothing less than a modern-day career superpower.
Ultimately, this is the goal. Deep work isn't really about productivity for its own sake. It's the path to true mastery and expertise in your field. It lets you create things that have real value, and it helps you build a career that's not just successful, but also deeply fulfilling.
And then the rewards here are huge. You will learn new things way faster. You'll produce work at an elite level that other people can't just easily copy. You'll actually feel that deep sense of satisfaction that comes from intense focus. Your career becomes way more secure. And, believe it or not, by working more intensely for shorter periods, you often end up with more free time, not less.
The great thing is, you don't have to completely change your life overnight. You can start this today. Seriously, tomorrow morning, just block out the first hour of your day for your most important task. No email, no phone. Tonight, pick a time you're going to finish work and just stop. On your next commute, try that productive meditation thing. These tiny steps are how you build the habit.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. If you could reclaim just 1 or 2 hours of truly focused, deep work every single day, what could you create? What massive problem could you finally solve? What new skill could you master? The potential is absolutely enormous, and it's right there, waiting for you.